Oh, oh, you started. Hello, my name is Sheridan Randolph, and I am playing Asia in the web series Stuck In. My character is somebody who's dealing with depression, and there are these pills that she's supposed to be taking that she doesn't think she needs. Because one thing I know within the African American community, there is a stereotype that you don't need help, and that you can figure things out on your own. So that's kind of part of her mindset. And even in her communications with her friends, she kind of distanced herself from them because she doesn't think she needs anybody. So she just thinks that she's too strong to have to depend on people to handle things. Stuck In is about these three people who are dealing with their own mental health issues while in isolation, and they decide to reconnect during this global pandemic. And while they're reconnecting, they kind of analyze what's going on within their own environments. They talk about certain issues they have, and then they kind of deny the effects that the pandemic is having on their mental health. So, they kind of call each other out, and it's a little awkward at times between them, but, they're trying to see where these conversations will take them. I wanted to create this series. I wanted to make Stuck In personally because mental health is like a big thing that needs to be talked about, especially during this pandemic while people are dealing with isolation and being alone. So for me, that was just like a topic that I wanted to speak on. And then being a graduating senior from college, I kind of wanted to have this big capstone or like send off personally for me and create something before I graduated. So working in mental health and just like being an introvert and dealing with isolation, I thought it would be cool to create something while still being, socially distanced and safe, because we're all filming through virtual means and like filming on our own areas. So just doing something that's really different and unique and still trying to be creative during this time was kind of the goal. And I was glad I was able to accomplish that, and I was glad I had some friends that were willing to help me.
Was a part of that growth dropping your friends? Because you were the first one to withdraw.
I didn't just disappear. Okay, I told you guys I just needed space.
Without an explanation.
I didn't owe you an explanation. I do somewhat relate to my character. I've been fortunate enough to not really deal with depression in that sense and having to take medication, but I do work in mental health and kind of just seeing what people go through, like seeing how it does affect them or how they are either embarrassed to take the pills for some personal reasons, or, they don't want themselves to feel any more different than they already feel. So that aspect I could relate to because, as humans and as young adults and even as minorities within this world, sometimes we have these insecurities because society is telling us one thing and we believe that one thing, and it gets super complicated. So relating to her, it was just like that being alone and trying to deny the effect that can have on you and trying to push people away. I related in that sense. So I was able to personally pull from that to play the character. I think the show is important because it deals with mental health from a young person's perspective, having three different diverse perspectives as well. I think it especially is unique for this time because we're filming virtually and we're trying to, do everything while we're in our own safe spaces. So I think that's something that's really cool, trying to use technology to our advantage and, just trying to get this done and create in a very unique and difficult way at times. But the show really does a good job of like conveying that awkwardness between people trying to reconnect, and especially when it's not face to face and it's through technology. It's just kind of weird. I know college students can relate to being in Zoom classes and you probably stare at yourself in the corner box more than you like even look at the people around you. So just that awkward element, I think that's tackled very well. And then just it's important to kind of just show that, people are struggling during this time, and showing that having people in your life that you can lean on and depend on is really important. And even if you haven't spoken to them in a long time, it's good to reach out and reconnect. So the show is just, I think it's just really relatable within these characters. I think at times each of them is like a mood you can relate to, with them being different but still coming together to have these conversations and solve these problems. So I think it is a really cool show during this time, and I think it's, something that you can easily sit and watch during the quarantine, during pandemic. It's not like we're doing that much anyway, so, go watch it. Oh yeah, shooting during quarantine has been like, it's been fun. You know, don't get me wrong, it's been fun, but like hair pulling as well. Because you know, like when you're trying to shoot through a virtual platform, Zoom or whatever, like sometimes the connection will go out, or you know, sometimes you're doing a certain scene with somebody and they freeze up, or they're like, hey, I can't hear you, or it's like you forget to unmute yourself. So there's a lot of different challenges and different problems that you would face having to be in your own home and shoot. But then again, a pro is you're in your own home, you kind of get to do what you want, you know, in that sense. And you know, we had to kind of all do our own lighting and pick our own wardrobe, so there was like a little bit of freedom within that, and it's a good learning experience as well. But it's been really fun to shoot in quarantine, and especially with my friends who are so willing to help me, and I'm very grateful for that. But it's you know, it's been an experience, something that I won't forget, and I'm just glad that I was able to create something and try to be creative during this, you know, global pandemic and being quarantined. So I was just very happy to get that opportunity. You know, we all wanted to stay safe within our own areas, so we have people staying in their homes, working on their own lighting and working on their own, you know, camera setups and angles, and trying to just specifically make sure that, you know, we're good, and then looking out for each other on their ends. So it's been really fun to do that, and it's also been fun to kind of work with this new medium. With the pandemic, you can't really film and be as close to people as you're usually used to being, so having this creative outlet and trying to just really be innovative and work around what's going on to create something has been really cool, and that's just a very unique process for me. And I think the most important thing for me personally was having a cast that's diverse. Like between the three of us, we're all different ethnicities, and we all have our own personalities, and we're very different. But it's nice to see that, you know, there's a wide range of people and different colors that you can see on screen going through things that are relatable to anybody. So for me, that was just really important to have that group of friends, having us together as a diverse cast, create something and just reach anybody, no matter, you know, who you are, what you look like. Just knowing that the basic level to start on is just, you know, we're all humans, we all go through things, and I just think that that aspect, as well as, you know, this unique way of filming, has been really important, and hopefully it's important to people that watch it. Hi, this has been Sheridan Randolph, and I hope you will go check out Stuck In on YouTube. It's coming out very soon in December, and make sure you follow them on their social media platforms on Instagram and Facebook. So thank you guys for watching, and see you soon. Hopefully you're watching Stuck In. Go watch it.